right, 1, 2, 3.
My childhood was pretty awesome when I was younger. I had great parents who loved each other and loved me and my sister, and they raised us in the church, and I grew up in the children's ministry, and my parents were youth pastors at our little church in Melvindale next to our house. Growing up, my mom always had a passion for worship music that she actually passed on to me, and every second of the day in my house we were just blasting worship music, and she actually was the one that taught me how to sing harmonies and how to pick up on those things, and she taught me what real worship is, and that you don't just worship with song and music, that you worship with your life. And when I started getting involved in the worship at our youth ministry, Alive, I just saw everyone's relationships and their friendships, and Alive was just such a family. And I longed for that. God had provided this door for me, and I kind of just stepped out, and I didn't know anybody, and I just led them in worship, and slowly I started meeting more and more people and building these friendships with these people, and I got involved in my life group, and I met these girls that were my age that I could relate to and share my faith with. And I really needed these relationships because over the last few months, a lot has been thrown at me, and my life was turned completely upside down. One morning in the middle of class, my principal had come and pulled me out of class and had said that my mom had had a heart attack and that she was in the hospital, and my aunt was waiting outside to take me there. I got in the car with my Aunt Dawn, and we drove to the hospital. I was very scared, and I felt like I was praying, God, please take care of her. Let her be okay, and let this just be, something that isn't going to be a big deal, and she'll be fine. She'll be able to come home. And right when I got there, I saw my dad, and he kind of just set me down and told me that my mom had not made it. And at that moment, I just felt like I couldn't believe it. Like, there's no way that she could have been gone, because never in a million years would I have ever guessed that she would be taken so early. She was my #1 encourager, and she was my #1 person to go to for comfort and just for guidance. And I just felt so lost, and I didn't know what to do. I felt like I had just lost my best friend and the only person that I talked to about everything.
Boy, oh boy, what a big girl now.
I understood at that moment why some people would walk away from God. But for me, I couldn't imagine going through that without my faith and without my church family. My life group at Alive, all those girls, every single one of them was at my mom's memorial. They said prayers, and they just surrounded me with encouraging words and comfort, and my whole family, and I definitely felt their prayers. I ended up singing at her memorial, singing this amazing song, It Is Well. It had just spoke right to my soul, and I felt like for the first time I knew God was with me, and God had not abandoned me, and that He was by my side the entire time, and that He has my mom, and that it's okay, and it is well. Even though it was a serious time of sadness and grieving, there was this joy that I couldn't even explain. And I know it was from the Lord, knowing that she was in heaven and she was holding Jesus' hand. Coming back to Alive that next Sunday, I decided to sing and lead the song, You Make Me Brave. And it's kind of funny because it was already in the set list for me to sing that. And the last song that my mom heard me sing was the first time I ever led worship at Metro, and it was You Make Me Brave. And the day she passed, I went into her room and I was going through her phone, and I saw a video that she took of me while she was doing the stream team. And it was me singing "You Made Me Brave." And the words had never meant anything so true in my life. I knew God made me brave, He made me brave. And it was a totally different perspective. It was me going into my schools and not being afraid to preach preach the gospel and tell people about Jesus and His love. And now it had taken up a whole different meaning, that I can get on with life with this strength and this braveness that He had given me. And because of Him, Champion of Heaven, He made a way for all to enter in, which is my mom. And I'm so grateful.